What's happening, Hammers? Dan Lawless here, giving you my instant reaction to Brighton 1, West Ham United nil. Unfortunately, couldn't go to the game today, or fortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, due to work commitments. But I'm so angry with that result. I'm so angry. I think that result has annoyed me more than any other result, more than the Wolves game. That's really pissed me off because, we put in a great performance against Everton, great performance against Chelsea, great performance against Man United, and we come up and roll up like we've already won against Brighton. And that's to take nothing away from Brighton, but they were fantastic. They were absolutely brilliant. I'd like us to have played how Brighton played. They did not give us any time on the ball. They bullied us off the ball, and we were just so just. It's like we just lack concentration, we lack focus, intensity. It's like when we ain't got the ball, it's like we sit there and we give them all the time in the world. We're so passive. We give them all the space they need. Every time we had the ball, we had a Brighton player up our ass. Every single time. And our passing, our decision making, like everything just was wrong. It was all off. And that's the thing, we played the same team. Like, we should be getting some consistency now. But it's typical West Ham. You rock up, get a great result, work your ass off against one of the big teams, and then just the arrogance, the pure arrogance to rock up to Brighton and think, all right, we beat Man United, we can turn up and we've won. Brighton deserved to win that and could have won that by more. So annoyed. Their first goal was absolutely ridiculous. It looks like some of the stupidity we've seen like in our first four games. Noble has to take some stick for that passing to Yarmolenko when he had two players right up his arse. Put him in a bad spot, and then Yarmolenko, obviously not having the awareness himself of who's around him, loses the ball, and then Masuaku. What is wrong with this guy? He cannot mark players. He cannot pick players up. And this is the thing. I've seen him actually defend and put in tackles, but it's like he's so inconsistent with it. There's times he'll just switch off. Like Diop is telling him to pick up Murray, and when instead Masuaku moves away from him, and Murray goes and sticks it in the back of the net. What is he doing? Like what? What is Masuaku doing, honestly? And you got Anderson today, who, he got around the pitch, he worked hard, but it's like he forgets that players are allowed to tackle or something. He strolls around with the ball and just walks into players and goes, oh right, oh shit, I've been tackled. It's not the Serie A. He needs to realise that he can't just stroll around the pitch, right, with yards of space around him and, stick it in the back of the net. You've got to have that awareness. You've got, if people are closing on you, you've got to, if you've got two players on you, you can't take them on. Just make the pass. Like, it's just, some of our decision making just drives me mad. Like, I thought Obiang was awful today. He was absolutely awful. Like, some of his passing, he lost the ball quite a lot. He had a really bad game today, and after he was starting to really improve and look good, and Pellegrini rightly took him off early on. So, and I think brought on Antonio for him, who didn't really do much. I thought Anderson, and Nautovic, his finishing, we still got that same work rate, but his finishing today was poor. Really, I feel, a lot of the times he's just sticking it over the bar. A few times when he should have passed, he went for an impossible shot. I'm so frustrated because I can't really take any positives. I don't know. Tell me if I'm overreacting or I'm being too harsh, but I can't really see any positives of that game. Really, we didn't concede more than one. It's the performance. It's not the result, and this is the thing. I'm not sitting here overreacting because we lost. It's just the performance. Really, really disappointed me. We did step it up in the second half. We had a lot more of the ball. We had a lot more chances. Although Brighton, to me, still had the better chances in the second half. Like, they still had the better of the chances. They had one disallowed. They had a few on target. And just, I don't know, we didn't really create that many concrete chances. But we got about a bit more. But Yeah, again, it just comes down to some of our decision making, and I mean they defended really, really well. They didn't give us hardly any space in that game, and this is the thing. Like Pellegrini, come in. He said he wants to play, our team to press high, win the ball back high up the pitch. How are we going to do that if we're just standing off players, giving them all the time and all? We need to be doing what Brighton were doing. We need to be defending how Brighton were defending. They worked their asses off. So. I mean, yeah, we had a few, couple of good chances near the end and sort of wasted it. And Arnautovic had a good chance and sort of skies it over the free kick. I knew that was going to go over. Yeah, it's very frustrating. Now, I think the only positive is we're playing Spurs next week. We'll turn up against them, you know that, and then disappear against Leicester. This is a West Ham thing, though. This ain't a Pellegrini thing. This ain't nothing new. This is a West Ham thing. I don't understand it. There's so much else to say anyway. I don't want to go on forever. So fan cams are coming up. Leave your comments below. But one thing you can say is we're still better than we was in the first 4 games. We are still better than that. Let's not be all doom and gloom, right? We're not that same team. So hopefully as the season goes on, we'll start to iron these things out. And Pellegrini will stamp on him. But what I want the players to do is to just keep their mouths shut after this game. They talk far, far too much. After a loss, it's, we must do better, it's not good enough, it's unacceptable. After a win, they're like, yeah, we need to keep this pressure up, we need to play like this every week. They talk and talk and talk. And they never back it up. So they need to just completely just stay silent. I don't want to see any interviews. I don't want to see him on social media. I don't want to see anything. I just want him to be quiet and do it on the pitch because it's all talk. So, yeah, that's what I would say anyway. So leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.